His long-range boxing is decent. These were good shots that he landed at long range, but there's definitely a lack of strength in a lot of his work.
Round 4. Well, Michael Nunn will have to liven up his act here, there's no doubt about this. This guy's come with a bit of heart, doesn't he, Steve Little? He could see chances here.
Yeah, well, he's a decent enough pro, Reg. You know, his approach work is decent. He keeps his chin down, sound defence, and he can let the punches go. And he's already shaken Nunn, and he obviously fancies the job. But he fancies the job when he come into the ring, and he fancies it more now that he's hurt Nunn. Nunn has to get that southpaw jab going. Keep Little at long range.
Well, hasn't he anything really solid with his punches, Nunn, Jim? Is it? You wouldn't say it was World Championship stuff. I can't believe this.
Right from the first round, Reg, it looked to me as though he was weight drained. It's the feeling you've got when you've just recovered from a bad flu. You just don't have any strength. Obviously, Nunn is not as bad as that, but it's the same idea. You just don't have the little bit of strength that you need to get the job done properly. And inside, you can see he's doing nothing.
I hope it's not contempt for the opponent. I'd be very foolish if he's doing that now.
Well, the fact, Reg, is that he failed to make the weight for his last defence, and now he has the look as though he's did it wrongly again. And there's a lack of professionalism in his approach. That is one thing for certain. Right.
Well, I know he got a real, ear bashing in style from Don King. Never says a word when 10 will do. When he fought in Mexico, that was on the Chavez and Andy Holligan card in Kubla.
I mean, fighters are ashamed, Reg, if they come in a pound overweight. This fellow was about 7 pounds overweight.
Yeah, he came on, he was quite pleased with himself on the scales, raised his arm, big smile, and then grabbed his orange juice. He managed to come a pound inside, Jim, not ounces.
Well, at least Nunn's punching back inside. But Little must be quite happy, Reg, the way the fight's going, because I mean he's getting close to Nunn. He would have thought that would have been his biggest problem, getting past that jab, but he's getting past it.
Well, considering this fellow hasn't fought for 14 months, he's doing okay. That's a lady there on the outside of the ring. You don't often see that. I think it's Dr. Rosetta, who's apparently a plastic surgeon and acts as his cut man. Nunn's corner, well, Wes Ramsey, his brother Willie, and Dothan. I don't know what they're having to say then, Jim. If anything like what you've been saying, I don't think they're too happy with him at all.
Second down, round 5.
Fifth round coming up then of this WBA Super Middleweight Championship, 12 stone. And the fifth defence there for the Southpaw, Michael Nunn. And he's really making hard work of it. It's been very unimpressive for the opening rounds. Steve Little, been inactive, but been in with 5 world champions. Only won once. And that was in a non-title fight, as it turned. No, it wasn't. No, yes, it was in a non-title fight. Of course it was. He was never world champion. Well, if Chrissy Eubank's looking in, and I'm sure he will be, Jim, he's probably saying to himself, yes, I think I might have a bit of this, as he's looking at Nunn.
Yeah, and he'll be thinking as soon as possible, Reg. This is very poor from Nunn. And you have to say that about Eubank. He prepares for the job properly.
See, it's a totally neutral crowd, obviously. They're not going to get much encouragement if they keep this up. Nunn comes from Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, and Little from Reading, Pennsylvania.
Although Nunn botched up the weigh-in last time out, I was quite impressed against Sosa. I thought he boxed well, he looked strong, and he looked good. But this is poor stuff. He's always on the defensive here.
Right.
There might be some cynics who are saying he's not really trying, Jim, and carrying and all this. Well, I'm not going along with that. Nobody does that in a championship fight. They can't afford it. There's too much at stake these days.
No, and you would see him burst into life now and again when he felt the time was right. But apart from his long southpaw jab that he gets working now and again, that was definitely something missing. And Little still getting close, still coming right past the jab.
Trouble is, though, Jim, Little's record doesn't suggest he's got the one dig that can do it. Only 5 stoppages in 21 wins. Oh, that's a bit lively, isn't it?
At long range, he's different class to Little. But he never seems able to sustain it. 10 seconds of action, then he's back looking for a breath again.
Well, they don't know what to do to him there. The attendance almost like a barber shop. Jim, look at the replay again.
Well, different league, as I say, when he gets at long range, he can do as he likes. But he hasn't been able to keep this fellow off. He hasn't been able to keep him at long range. And up close, Little definitely looks the stronger of the two.
Seconds, corners. Signal, round 6.
Well, they're both coming out very early for work for round 6, but that's probably because they haven't done too much at this stage of the fight. Although the whole pattern going to change now, Jim. We're going to see some lively stuff.
Well, we'll see Little come straight back at him, and yet again, Nunn's the one who backed off.
And he's turning southpaw as well. Notice that? It's got a double southpaw fight. I don't know how that will develop, I'm sure.
See, still Nunn doing nothing up close.
See, the referee let him get on with it there because they weren't holding. He wasn't calling break. He probably will now, though. Yeah, he had to do it there. It's really untidy for World Championship stuff, this.
Yeah, Nunn's the one who's looking for the break. He's grabbing Little round the neck, looking for the referee to break them up. It's a decent left hand from Nunn. Good little shot.
Oh, what's that all about? Almost giving him a shave with his right hand glove there, Jim. What's that all about? That's ridiculous.
Well, Nunn seemed to take it in the light-hearted manner it was intended. He was smiling as the referee broke them.
It's sort of a, you know, you don't hurt me and I promise I won't hurt you attitude, wasn't it there?
Well, Nunn's keeping a bit of space between him and Little now. And that's what he has to keep doing. Wonder maybe if Little is maybe feeling the pace a little bit. His work has settled down a little bit in this round. You would expect from the halfway stage that maybe Nunn would produce the better work. His class and experience take over. And this is certainly the slowest that Little has looked.
So coming up to the end of the six.
That's 6 rounds gone by. Pick it up, will you? Come on, baby.
Well, that's good. The second saying, come on, pick it up with your 6 rounds have gone. In replay there, she's really doing some decent jabbing for a while there, Nunn.
Yeah, well, he managed to keep most of that round at long range, and that is where obviously Nunn must expect to take over. That was a nice little left hand from Nunn, little shaker.
Not easy one to score this, so Jim, really. Much to do about nothing in many ways. I mean, you know, Nunn's certainly got to be a little bit in front, is he, or not?
Well, he's been flicking a long range. The fact that we're disappointed in his performance, I mean, it doesn't mean that he's losing, but I don't think he's winning anything, Reg. I really think even his corner, no, he has to improve. He has to improve.
And Barry McGuigan's unofficial card, he's got it even at the moment. As I said, much to do about nothing, really. He got a bit of a rousting in the corner there, Michael Nunn, saying, come on, 6 rounds over, you've got to start picking it up now.
Well, he's managing to keep Little at long range, and that's the thing he must do. He doesn't seem to have the strength to cope with Little up close, so he has to keep him at long range on the end of the jab. But you can see, look at here, he wants the referee to break them up. Nunn doesn't want to work up close.
I remember in Las Vegas, Jim, when it was his second fight, I think it was, Bob Arum was promoting him then, and he said, this boy's going to be great. And I'm looking, and I suddenly had to say to him, excuse me, which one are we watching here? Because he didn't look that good then. And it's almost as if reverted back to that all that time ago. And then again, you get very impressed with him. You know, the second fight with Victor Cordoba, he's a little bit lucky to get the championship from the Panamanian who was then out of Belfast, and then he beat him convincingly in the return. And then defended against Danny Morgan and Crawford Ashley and Manuel Sosa. Held the IBF version too against Frank Tate.